Hello, welcome to this week's episode of the Gavel. I am Benny Ark. As Nigerians across the country decry the rising cost of living, a report of the Joint Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, Finance, National Planning and Appropriation on the state of the economy was submitted to the Senate. Here is a report.
At the first plenary session of the week, the Senate received a report of the Joint Committees on Banking, Insurance and Financial Institutions, Finance, National Planning and Appropriation on the state of the economy. The report, which also emerged from an interaction with the President's Economic Management team, recommended the urgent need to reduce inflation.
This issue of high cost of living is real. All of us here operate from the market, whether you go directly or you say your relative or your stewards. My problem, sir, is that the agreements already reached between the federal government and Labour with regards to the 35,000 naira increase in salaries. I was told as of yesterday it was only paid twice. What is happening to the additional naira that is accruing to the federation account?
Even local governments, their grants, their allocations from the federation account has increased. They should also go out there, procure grains and distribute. What we have at hand is not the sole responsibility of the federal government to solve. The entire system must come together, must collaborate to make sure we do the needful.
The debate gathered momentum following the recommendations for further investigation into the 10 trillion naira anchor borrower scheme, as well as the federal government's ways and means loans. The need for clarity became expedient.
It is classified as obligation, 30 trillion. This debt overhang, Mr. President, is responsible for the problems we are having, which nobody says he knows the detail, how they spent that money outside 809-something billion, which this parliament, this Senate approved.
We have colossal amount of money given to the banks, and this amount runs into trillions of naira. Some of the governors that benefited from that 18 billion naira are here.
Distinguished Senator Ndume, you were there when the Ways and Means were approved.
Check, I was not there, check the record. And as I said, number one, wait now, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot approve illegality. What they did was illegal. The Senate doesn't have the right. Let it be on record. I was not there. I was not there. Check the record. I was not there, but you were there. But I was not there. I was not there.
The former president of the Senate clarified the figures before a resolution is taken.
What the 9th National Assembly approved or ratified in terms of ways and means was not 29 or 30 trillion. It was 22. But there was 819 billion to attend to deal and address very serious infrastructural dilapidations that we had across the country. So if we have a ways and means that is 30 today, that means something happened between then and now.
A motion has been moved and seconded that the ad hoc committee be set up to interrogate the details of the ways and means, their disbursements and usage, particularly the intervention programs such as the anchor borrower program, such as excess funding in the power sector, such as monies given to manufacturers and banks, and the airlines, and etc.
In the meantime, Senator Adams Oshomale has reacted to a raid on the Bureau de Change operators in Abuja, stating that it is not the solution to the exchange rate volatility. Stating this during plenary on Wednesday, his comment comes hours after the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on Monday raided the Bureau de Change markets located in Zone 4 Abuja to halt their trading activities.
Talking about EFCC going to arrest some Bureau de Change operators. We are actually practically operating a system now in which if it's those who are completely uninformed about monetary policies that buy and sell exchange rate under the tree that seems to be determining the real exchange rate. What the bank refers to as market means try to balance supply with demand. This is the policy that has crashed the Naira.
Also, during the week, senators took major steps towards debating the planned hike in electricity tariff and arbitrary billing of unmetered customers.
And so he's petitioning.
The lawmakers argue that the idea, which spiked fresh agitations among many Nigerians, should be jettisoned.
Why should people be paying for what they did not use? They give people estimated bills. That is where we should focus, and focus on generation and transmission, not increasing the tariffs.
Removal of any subsidy, not to talk of electricity subsidy, will be more than adding petrol to fire.
Many organizations and companies are relocating from Nigeria simply because they don't have energy to drive their organizations.
Our output now is about 3.5 megawatt. If we are that we are here now, we're expressing blackout. You cannot be dishing out blackout and at the same time be asking people to pay more. I want to use this medium to call on the power holding companies across the nation to keep to their promises of giving Nigerians prepaid meters. They should stop this idea of estimated bills.
Call on the federal government of Nigeria to stand down increase in electricity, the idea of increase in electricity tariff, under the Committee on Power to investigate the over 2 trillion naira subsidy requirements as stated by the Minister of Power to avoid the repeat of fuel subsidy scenario. Those who are in support of the amended prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have.
Concerns over the hike in price of cement was also considered in the Senate.
Key building materials, particularly cement and iron rod prices, are now sold at prohibitive rates, with cement and iron rod recently rising from 5,500 per bag in January 2024 to about 15,000 and 8,500 to 17,000 respectively.
Continuing with the business of the day, the bill for an act to establish the Southeast Development Commission passed second reading.
Many things were destroyed during the Civil War, Mr. President. This Southeast Development Commission will be very useful in addressing the infrastructural deficits in the southeast of Nigeria.
The ayes have it. Accordingly,
the bill to establish development commissions in other regions, including the southwest and the north central, equally passed second reading.
Going by the continued rising spate of insecurity in the country, a debate on the bill to introduce state policing began in the House of Representatives in the Constitution Amendment process. Let's take a look.
The House of Representatives on Tuesday commenced the Constitution Amendment process with a debate on the bill to introduce state policing. The bill was largely supported, especially by members who had opposed it since it was first introduced in the 7th Assembly.
Amending the Constitution to allow the state policing is not only a step towards true federalism, but also an acknowledgement of the diverse security challenges that vary from one state to another.
Mr. Speaker, today, the UN density for police is 4:1. We have a population of 200 million people, and the number of our policemen are under 400,000. It is appalling indeed.
So many states we have security outfits. When they come out in their uniform, it gives impetus to the communities.
Concerns about how state governors will take advantage of a policing system under their control is still rife among some members, especially as they reflect on already existing state security outfits in some states and regions.
Many states, Mr. Speaker, do not even qualify to be states as it's today economically.
Many states may need to be merged, let alone to be saddled with the issue of state police.
Mr. Speaker, honourable members, as of today, we are a living witness. The federal government is battling on how to fund 300 or 400,000 police force in this country.
Regardless, the bill scales second reading.
Provide for establishment of state police and for related matters, second reading.
In the meantime, the House is to investigate the closure and exodus of multinational companies in Nigeria.
Collaborate with the private sector to develop policies that will stimulate economic growth and create job opportunities in the country. Prioritize investments in the infrastructure and power sectors. Provide tax incentives to encourage businesses and investors to invest in Nigeria.
During Wednesday's plenary, the attention of the House was drawn to the increase in the cost of fees by the Nigerian Law School. In a motion sponsored by 4 lawmakers, the House was worried that increasing fees at a time like this would be unfair to Nigerians.
Urge the Council of Legal Education to put the Nigerian Law School fees increment in abeyance and mandate the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services to explore solutions to issue at hand and report back to the issue at hand and report back in 2 weeks for further action as time is of essence.
Similarly, the House is to investigate the issues and lapses encountered by Nigerians in registering their national identification numbers.
Also aware that the National Identity Commission is responsible for managing Nigerians' national identity database, registering individuals, assigning unique names, NIN, and issuing general multipurpose cards, GMPCs. The House observes that Nigeria faced arduous experience during registration, despite various enrollment options and service centers, with most Nigerians yet to collect their NIN cards despite successful registration. Cognizant that NIN is the foundational ecosystem of identifying Nigerians, and its functional identification purpose will be defeated if all Nigerians cannot access their unique national identification number.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives is calling for measures to improve the impact of insecurity in Nasarawa State.
The House notes that the Wamba-Shandan-Lantanwasi Road is a major transportation route connecting communities in Nasarawa and Plateau State. It provides a reliable transportation connectivity, allowing ease of traveling for education, healthcare, and other essential activities, and reduce security challenges. Also note that the road construction will stimulate economic growth in Nasarawa, Plateau, and part of Kaduna State. Aware that the road, when constructed, will facilitate the movement of goods and services, boosting trade and commerce that can lead to establishment of new businesses, job creation, and increased investment opportunities. Also aware that North Central region of Nigeria is well known for its agricultural potentials. The road will provide farmers with better access to market, enabling them to sell their produce more efficiently and effectively. Cognizant that a well-constructed road will provide a safer and more convenient travel experience for commuters, and it will reduce travel time, decrease the risk of accidents, and improve overall transport efficiency.
Welcome back. You're still watching The Gavel. On Thursday, the valedictory session of the late Speaker of the House, Honorable Gali Umar Naaba, was held with past speakers, deputy speakers, and past leadership of the House of Representatives admitted into the Green Chamber. This is the report.
On Thursday, past speakers, deputy speakers, and past leadership of the House of Representatives were admitted into the Green Chamber for the valedictory session of the late Speaker of the House, Honorable Gali Umar Naaba. Mr. Naaba was the Speaker of the House when the country returned to democratic rule in 1999 till 2003. With the family of the late Speaker present, the valedictory session was kicked off by the Speaker of the House, closely followed by his predecessor.
We're all commending one person. That goes to say we still remain one family. I want to urge us to please improve on this bondage. We have passed a resolution to name the National Assembly Service Commission new building here after Honorable Galina Abba. We have already transmitted the resolution to the Senate, looking for their own concurrence.
Because his reputation preceded him, and because I followed him and followed his career, I made it a point of duty, notedly, when I became Speaker, to consult with him on a regular. And he gave me words of advice that you couldn't buy in the marketplace. I treasure those words, I treasure those advices, and I believe those advices when I was Speaker was what saw me through my period as Speaker. And I thank him eternally for this.
There were more eulogies from those who served with him and knew him personally.
Galina Abba showed his detribalized nature, and I was a pan-Nigerian. He was from Kano, from the north, but he supported the South-South, the oppressed people of the South-South. He ensured that the bill was passed, and when the president at that time refused to sign, he mobilized the House to override the veto.
12 female, he gave us equal chance, equal opportunity to assert our own contributions to national building.
He stole 2-3 seconds of our time and whispered to me that Nigeria must be better. Mr. Speaker, I had, at one time of my life, been extremely very close to him, not by going to him, but he reached out first at all times. He spoke to me first before I ever pick a phone to call him.
Former Speaker of the House, Aminu Masari, seized the moment to speak on the political and economic state of the nation.
Example should be from us as leaders. We should lead by example. We should not, under any circumstances. Luckily enough, some members of the opposition are here. In this fight to salvage Nigeria, we are in it all together, all of us.
May God forgive his shortcomings and grant the departed soul Jannatul Firdaus.
Prayers were held in his honor as the valedictory session came to an end and the House was adjourned. Meanwhile, the House Committee on Treaties, Protocol and Agreement sat and made their constitutional mandate known.
The committee need to make sure that every treaty, protocol and agreement entered into by any MDA on behalf of the Federation, which is still unknown to the House, must be discovered and or uncovered. In spite of the e-depository facility which is available with the Ministry of Justice, some MDAs are yet to make use of the resource. Thus, this has placed an enormous responsibility on the committee to sit up and make sure that no stone is left unturned in order to document every form of agreement involving the Federation and the international body.
Our focus this week is on Senator Yemi Adaramodu, who represents Ekiti South Senatorial District. He has this to say about his plans for his constituents.
I've always been with my people, even when I was not a legislator. And I was in the House of Representatives in the 9th Assembly. And before then, I had been the Chief of Staff in Ekiti State. I've been a local government chairman. And then my people in my own constituency, especially the South Central District that I represent now, they know me, that ever before I was made their senator, I've always been very, very close to them, very accessible to them. I've always made myself available to sit down with them, live with them. And even for now, I'm always at home. At times you can even almost not know whether I work in Abuja or in the Ekiti South Central District. So I'm always at home. And then when I started as House of Representatives member from Ekiti South Central District Federal Constituency 1, comprising 3 local governments of Iseonu, Ikere, and Ekiti Southwest, I told them then that, look, if I represent you and I don't do well, if I come back next time for whatever position, don't support me. But if I've done well, let your votes show that I've done well. And to the greater glory of God and to the benevolence of our people, in the Ekiti South Senatorial District Federal Constituency 1 then, which I represented in the House of Representatives, there was no village, there was no town that I did not touch, that you will not see my own legacy. Either clinic, school, road, potable water provision, and several like that. Halls, town halls, and so many things like that. And apart from that, human development. And it will interest you that I even facilitated the employment of nothing less than 70 indigenes from that my own federal constituency then into various facets, various sectors, either federal government, employment, and sundry. So I did all those things. I have even given free uniforms to indigent students in schools across the Senatorial District. I've done empowerment for youth, ICT training and startup. I've done it for them. I've done for traders. I've done for even POS operators. I even give them POS machines and give them startup funds to start their POS. And I've done even empowerment, professional, because when I do my own empowerment, it has to be for the artisans. I look at them, especially women and the young ones. I look at them, if you have gone to train as a tailor and you are unable to maybe have your tools, I buy for them. For organizer, I bought for them, and several like that.
Do you have offices where you operate from?
Yes, I have my office. Yes, I have my office. My office is at Ado Road, Ikere Ekiti. That is the headquarters of my Senatorial District. It was the headquarters of my own federal constituency then. And then it's still the same headquarters of my Senatorial District. And when you get there, you will see activities there at my office, Senatorial office in Ikere Ekiti. That is along Ado Ekiti Road. Presently, we are upgrading the hall in the Ogoga Palace. We are upgrading it. And then, like I said, apart from several children that I'm training in schools, both in secondary and in the university, that I am training, apart from them, there are several of them. And then, I cannot even count how many that I do goodwill to and make sure that I help them to establish businesses, petty trades, and then give them support in their professions. I'm always at home. When you get to my Senatorial District, our people, they even nickname me. They even call me ATM. And before the local people can call you ATM, it means that automated transfer machine. So meaning that there's no way you will come to me and you will not take something away.
That's the program this week. We would love to hear from you. Please send us an email at thegavel@channelstv.com. Thanks for watching. I am Benny Ark. Be well.